So hey guys, Sheri and Richerson from Experimental Homesteader, Exotic Gardening, SheriandRicherson.com and biannualblog.com, and welcome to our daily vlog. Jeff is still at work. So basically he got told that they have to make up for the hours that they missed out on yesterday. All that work has to be done. And I have no idea how late he's going to be there tonight. I don't know if it's going to be 16 hours or if he's going to get to come home or what. It's been over 12 hours now. So, not really sure. I do know that I feel like it's a bunch of crap to keep people there and working so many hours because it just makes him tired. You know, by the time he gets home, even now, he's going to need to go pretty well straight to bed because he's going to have to get up in the morning, and we still have to have supper when he gets home. We still have to get some wood in. He has to chop some wood and get it brought in. And it just really makes for a rough night and a rougher day for him the next day. On a more positive note, well, first let me share this with you because this just has made me laugh every time I've seen it. There is a meme going around on Facebook, and it says that Biden hasn't been in office a month, and hell has already froze over. So, it is kind of funny, but anyway. I do have some other positive things. I've gone back to working on my blog, exoticgardening.com. We have 2 updated articles up today. One is on Brugmansia, and the other one is on my green goddess calla lily that I grew from seed. So if you have any interest in any of those plants, or for that matter, any gardening subject, go over to exoticgardening.com and check the site out. I have a lot of articles, old articles on there, that when I migrated them over, we lost the photos and all that. But the information is still good. So you might want to check into that when you have time. Anyway, other than trying to stay warm today and the house barely wanting to hold 61 degrees, even with the wood burner fired up, I haven't done too much. I did dig out the driveway a little bit around my car, and I did get it backed out of the driveway, but really nothing else. So I hope you're all staying warm out there, those of you in Texas. And I've heard there's other states that are having electrical problems too. But I know people in Texas are. I don't know if you can get online and order any type of non-electric heater, like, a kerosene heater, if you can get kerosene. Or I've been hearing a lot about buddy heaters that run on propane that are safe to use in a house. I know there are some different options. A wood burner might be an option if you can get wood and you have a way to safely install one of those. I know that's not an option for everybody. Please do not use barbecue grills or, use your oven if you have a gas oven. Please don't do something that's not safe. Staying in your car is not safe. And another thing, if you've got snow and you've got dryer vents or exhaust vents for anything in your house, go out and make sure those are clear, because if the snow gets up against those, then all those fumes are coming right back in your house. So you need to keep those cleared out. And, like I said, I know it's not fun going out in the snow and the cold and dealing with things like that, but it is a safety issue. And another thing, blankets. And, layer your clothes, use blankets. Again, I know as cold as it is, that may not be doing very much at all. But sometimes that's the only thing you can do, is just, a little at a time, and try to keep yourself warm. Exercise that's going to keep you a little warmer than just sitting in a chair. I really hope that, the electrical can come back on really soon, because I do feel for you guys. If you're having trouble figuring out how to heat up food, on experimentalhomesteader.com, there is a DIY emergency little cooker that you can put together, a little portable stove. So I know that a lot of people have said, well, it's always warm in Texas, so they do prep for things that those of us that live in a cold climate don't. But I think this is a good reminder that even if you live in an area where it doesn't get cold, or an area where certain things just don't happen, like we don't have hurricanes up here in Indiana. We have had hurricane winds, but we don't have hurricanes. But understanding what to do, and maybe having, and I'm not saying spend a lot on it, but kind of look at the preps, how would a tornado and a hurricane as far as preps compare? I mean, I guess even I need to look into this. So even if you live in a cold climate, having some emergency heat items, and again, not a lot, just a few, like maybe a kerosene heater, and knowing where a source of kerosene is, having those few extra blankets, all those just little things that you can do, having extra food on hand. I've seen pictures where the store shelves are empty and people are saying they're buying snacks because there's nothing there. Okay. Yeah, you could probably get by with that. But if you know how to make pasta, if you know how to make bread, and you've got those supplies on hand, you can do that. Bone broth. There's a lot of good recipes on experimentalhomesteader.com that really you could use in a situation like this. I mean, most of us have flour on hand. Most of us have eggs on hand, or know somebody that raises chickens. And literally, pasta is flour, water, salt, and an egg. That's literally what it is. So if you don't have, a pasta roller and all the fancy things, it doesn't matter. You can use a rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can do what I did back in the day when I was 18 and I wanted to make sugar cookies, by golly. And the only thing I had was one of those plastic cups from McDonald's. And I got that plastic cup from McDonald's, and I got that dough, and I flattened it the best I could with my hands, and I used that plastic cup. Was it ideal? No. Did my sugar cookies look a little funny? Yeah. What can I say? They weren't perfect, but they were good. And it's the same thing with noodles. If you don't have, a fancy way to roll it out, yeah, your noodles may be thicker. They may take a little longer to cook. Using a knife to cut them instead of a pasta cutter, you're going to get odd shapes, but it's still going to taste really, really good. Bread, yes, you need yeast, but did you know, and again, this is on Experimental Homesteader, if you need to go look at this, you can make your own yeast. So just because the stores are sold out doesn't mean you can't make bread. You can. And again, bread is not a lot of ingredients. You have your flour, your water, salt, yeast, and I think a little bit of sugar. I haven't made bread in a while, can you tell? Because I don't know right offhand how to make it, what exact ingredients. But I know there's only a few ingredients, and I know that other than the yeast, it is stuff that most people have on hand. Yeast can be made from a potato. That's a fact, guys. So anyway, stay safe out there. Stay warm. Subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below, and we'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog. Have a great night.